Being a woman of color at a predominantly white institution is no joke, especially here, Penn State Lehigh Valley. That's pressure. And that's why it's really important that we talk about things like these, you know? So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Victoria.
I'm Kiara.
I'm Jaritza.
I'm Leslie.
And we're going to be sharing our personal experiences of being women of color at a predominantly white institution as first-year students. Just thinking about that makes me really nervous. Because like I said, it's pressure. Penn State is a very reputable school. You hear about it all the time. People from all over the world come here just to have the opportunity to go to one of Penn State's campuses. So that's why it's like, don't mess it up. And that's literally what my mom told me the other day. Speaking of parents, did you guys choose to come here because of your parents, or was it solely your own decision?
Personally, I chose to come to Penn State Lehigh Valley because of the financial struggles like I grew up seeing my parents having. And just knowing that attending college would help me get a stable career, that was like solely my decision on coming here. But I really didn't get any pressure from my parents, like telling me to go to college.
Yeah, like adding on to that, I never really felt forced in a way. It was just seeing my mom, and she works at a warehouse, so seeing her come home every day just tired and exhausted, it kind of like changed my perspective a bit, and it made me kind of reconsider, okay, I want a career that's going to be, stable and that's going to last me a long time, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I kind of relate to you too because my parents also work at warehouses and I appreciate everything they do for me, but I kind of envisioned more for myself in the future. Along the lines of parents, do you feel like your parents forced you into a major?
Well, I'm undecided, so no. My mom, of course, she did recommend the medical field because you know how it is with Caribbean parents, especially Haitian parents. Nurse, doctor, lawyer, it's like, that's all they know.
So going back to the whole parents conversation, I know some of you guys have immigrant parents, and I just wanted to know, how has that influenced you?
So having immigrant parents has had a big impact on my life and has influenced the sort of career that I want to pursue in the future. My dad was the first in his family to immigrate here from Ecuador, and he went through a lot of hardships and struggles while he was here, and he couldn't go back to see his family for over 10 years. So this inspired me to be an immigration lawyer to help people like my dad and make their process of immigrating easier.
Yeah, for me, my parents were strict here and there in just things around the house. Like when it came to the electric bill, they would always tell me, turn off the lights, turn off the water, you're not paying the electric bill. So I always thought that was a little bit crazy, but as I get older, I understand more about financial burdens.
And don't get me started on don't touch the thermostat.
Oh my gosh,
Ridiculous. So speaking of finances, how does financial aid affect your college choice?
Personally, I'm solely relying on financial aid because I grew up with not much. It really helps when you're planning ahead, knowing that you want to go to college. For example, I took dual enrollment classes in high school to help minimize financial stress.
So I know financial aid can be a stressful process for you guys. So how did you guys manage with that stress? How did you deal with it?
Honestly, just push through.
For me, it works to just cry it out, honestly, and also just envisioning my goals and seeing where I want to be in my future keeps me motivated.
I love to talk it out. I talk to the point where I just don't feel it anymore, and it works every time.
Yeah, I just scroll through YouTube or TikTok, or I gotta scroll to keep myself occupied, to distract myself from the fact that I'm procrastinating. As far as it goes with campus life, I mean, what is it like being at a predominantly white institution?
Like I mentioned before, there's that pressure of just being perfect. And you know that you can't be perfect, but you still feel this weight on you. And then there's this group of boys who are just always coming at me talking about, what's up, my melanin queen? I'm like, leave me alone. You get what I'm saying? I am at peace. Why you have to disrupt my peace like that? You have other things that you can do. Let me do me. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's wild.
It really is.
And on the topic of campus life, do you feel like there's enough diversity on campus, coming from your own personal experiences?
So I know for me and Jaritza, we came from Dirov, which was 80% just Hispanic people. So coming here was way different, and walking into my first class was almost kind of like a culture shock in a way.
So I graduated from Parkland High School, and over the years, going from the elementary school to the high school, there was an increase in diversity, and I was very grateful for that. By the time I graduated, I was like, okay, I'm not the only Black girl, I'm not the only Haitian girl among the student population. But the one thing that really stood out to me throughout all of those years, white female teachers. So I'm hoping that they definitely increase diversity in the staff. Should anything be done to promote more inclusivity on campus?
I feel like more diverse events year round would be really nice. I mean, I know that we have a pretty diverse student population on our campus because it's one of the most diverse campuses out of all the Penn State branches. However, I just feel like there should be more of cultural events just year round and not a specific month. Hispanic Heritage Month, they have all these events and then afterwards it's just, silent.
Almost forgotten about in a way.
Yeah, and it just feels like a month celebration, and after that, it's just like
When we're here throughout the entire year.
yeah. So I just feel like more diverse events being incorporated throughout the year. Not on specific months like Hispanic Heritage Month or Black History Month. I feel like that would be really nice for the more diverse student population.
Absolutely.
So let's wrap up our discussion on women of color in PWI by acknowledging, the struggles that we face to succeed and just leave a lasting legacy for like future generations. And we hope that by listening to our experiences and, raising awareness to what we have to deal with, we can inspire change for the next generation to come. Thank you for joining us today, and let's continue to strive for more inclusivity in higher education.